Hey. As is probably obvious, I am not in my usual location, but I'm so committed to getting these videos out more consistently. I'm recording from my hotel room. So if that's not worth a subscription, I don't know what is. But coming off of episode 1, the first episode of this season, like I mentioned in the last video, amazing, emotional, harrowing,
Brilliant, incredible, amazing, show-stopping.
just really all in all a great start to the season. So super excited to see what comes next. I'm trying to think, like I'm imagining the timeline of us actually meeting. I say us as if I'm part of the group, but the timeline of Louis and Claudia encountering Armand for the first time. I'm curious when in the season's gonna happen. Something in me tells me it's gonna happen in this episode, but I'm not sure. But where we left off is the two of them have finally arrived to Paris, and we'll probably do some building. Yeah, I think the two of them will likely be hunkered down and anchored to this one place, to Paris, at least for some time. And so maybe we're going to see them starting to basically like build their lives here, whether it's getting jobs or of course finding somewhere to live, connecting with people in the community. I think that is probably what we'll see in this second episode, but I just for some reason have a feeling that Armand is coming in soon. Not gonna dilly-dally, we'll jump right into it. So Interview with the Vampire, Season 2, Episode 2. Let's go.
You're going to cross the ocean and take on a society of monsters.
Parents named me Bruce.
Oh no. Why are they bringing Bruce back? Oh my god, I hope he does not show up again.
We can have him saying what happened next in no time.
I need to know what Armand is planning. Oh, there's the Eiffel Tower. Okay, that's cool. I like that they add in new locations to this intro based on where they are in the story. Do you know what it means to be loved by death? I don't know. I'm so excited to see them in Paris.
Paris. For what Paris means to me now is very different from what it meant to me then.
Interesting.
Paris was an awakening for Louis.
I feel something close to happiness when I think of it.
Okay.
The name alone, Paris.
Paris sucks.
But you proposed to your Alice in Paris.
And she divorced me in Staten Island.
It's healing, just as Claudia and I.
Is he like a paper boy?
Twice the pockets in this town to get anywhere.
Oh, pickpocketing.
Plusieurs si on prend du temps pour la trouver.
His trust is worth several if we take a few years to find it.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I was like, wait, I feel like Claudia knows French. Why is he like translating? But of course he translates wrong.
And I'm looking for francs and diamonds.
You want French
gosh.
pockets? These people are broke.
Yeah.
Says Paris is on her way back. Give her a little time is all.
Wait, is that? I was trying to see if is that Antoinette's ring that she just put on?
So you want a hard meal, francs and diamonds, and you want heaven to open up and rain down big stars? Is that it?
It's a start.
Okay, interesting. I appreciate in that scene, we essentially got like a quick summation of the state of Paris post-World War II. The way they described the ways in which the food is being rationed, how basically no one has money to even like to steal from, and there are rolling blackouts. And so clearly Paris is definitely a city in recovery at this point. And so I mentioned in the last video that I don't think I've really seen depictions of post-World War II Paris. So this is an interesting way to kick off the understanding of how society and I guess the economy is or was at that time.
Custom and practice for traveling vampires to make themselves known to a local coven.
Gosh.
Oh, okay. So there's covens in Paris. Because I will say, I mean, I think just based on what we learned about Bruce, it seems like, and maybe it's just that they didn't really try to extend, too much beyond their, Claudia's like little adventure that she went on and then New Orleans. But at least the way that Bruce made it seem, it kind of suggested that they were the only ones, like the four of them we're the only vampires in all of the US. But the fact that there's an entire coven, I guess it makes sense, right? That it would exist in Paris as opposed to in the US. I guess just most of the vampires have not made it across the pond. And honestly, if there were a lot of vampires in the US, perhaps Lestat never actually would have gone, because it seems like he was running away from something or someone.
That memo.
Oh my God, the way that they're dressed
Gauls
though. Also, I have to say, I know I keep pausing, I don't like that Armand's in this interview. I don't like that he's chiming in. I don't trust that man.
Whitest of lies, turning 77 this year. Do not leave Dubai until you've made him retract it.
Uh-huh.
Like, they're like being like cutesy.
In astonishment,
And I just don't
our skin
like
did not
it.
attract the same attention it did in America.
Right, because there wasn't any racism in mid-20th century France.
Thank you.
I didn't say that.
I
Thank
think
you.
you're-
I love Daniel. I love Daniel so much. He just is always like, we're always on the same page, because it's just like, okay, like I don't know. And of course I need to reserve judgment because it's literally been like 60 seconds, but it just feels like with Armand being present in this interview, it kind of changes Louis's temperament a bit. Like, he feels a bit more laid back and a bit more like he's just recounting a fun story, as opposed to like being like very clear and explicit about what occurred. Like, it feels like, you know, a couple like telling their friends about something that happened, and it's like, you know, because when you enter that sort of mode, it shifts the tone in a way that, like, I just don't know if it's really supporting the story that's been told so far, if that makes any sense. I don't know.
Are you two going to finish
Right.
each other's sentences for the
Thank
whole
you.
session?
I hate it.
Together 77 years, Daniel.
47 more than he did with Lestat.
Faki's already comparing himself to Lestat, or comparing their relationship to his relationship with Lestat. I think also the music is adding to this as well, I have to say.
We never brought our kills home. We used the sewers for that.
Sewers.
Had no expertise, the flow controls, the pumping stations. We were constantly cleaning up for them.
Oh, really?
You never made contact with him.
Oh, this is a nice place.
The Parisian vampire is a prideful monster.
They lived 2 kilometers from our theater in Pigalle.
I didn't.
Oh yeah, this is his theater. Okay.
Lestat, I was not seeking more.
Theater called Théâtre des Vampires.
No way. Would they explicitly...
It still feels like a slight. The American vampires appeared to be as dull and plain as their tourists and soldiers.
I took up photography as a hobby.
Interesting.
Killing time when you weren't killing Parisians.
Right.
Wrestling time to the ground, staring it into submission, holding it in your hand. I was there. This occurred.
Okay, that's actually really interesting, considering that like the entire story of this show is framed as Louis recounting his past and his experiences and his journey thus far. You know, of course, we're hearing from him verbally, right? And in a way, it's being more immortalized by Daniel through his like recordings and his eventual book. But then we also have Claudia and her diaries also is another source to understand the past. And then now we have Louis' photography. So it's like this continuation of like trying to like capture the past in a way that's able to be shared, but in a way that's also, I guess, perhaps maybe even more honest or somewhat more honest than like the written word, you know? Because I guess maybe it's less biased. I don't know. Either way, it's just seeing that in kind of in concert with like all the other ways in which Louis is capturing his life and the past is like very fascinating.
It's a human perspective of time.
When you have the ability to stretch a millisecond into an hour, it's a reduction. I liked
Interesting.
taking photographs. It took my mind off things.
I feel like I'm pausing a lot. Sorry, y'all. But I also like the way that Armand sort of chided at Louis having a hobby, as if that's so absurd. It's like, man, it's just, again, another way in which Louis tries to, like, he's still so anchored to his humanity in ways that so many of the other vampires aren't. And the editing, oh, this is so well done. I'm already a fan.
What are you looking for when you take a picture?
Oh, look at her with her outfit, her hair.
Small for a head, someone realizing they forgot to do something and they stop.
Okay.
Then you can get mindful about it. Ask yourself what brought them here. What brought you here? Is it coming together random? Choreographed? The metro late for him? The rain?
Sometimes I want the short answer.
Let a brother primp a bit. Let me think I'm deeper than I am.
Who are you, Louis?
I'm your brother.
Who are you outside of me?
I walk the night capturing disappointment and regret. It's only the reticent vampire can.
Who's watching? This looks like a vantage point of someone.
No, him. Who would you be?
Great question.
She had a point.
Yeah.
Paris sucks. She's miserable, but she doesn't want to fuck with your two delusional left bank dilettante vibes.
It's Alice, Louis, not Claudia.
Excuse me?
Huh?
Oh, I see. I've triggered a memory.
No.
Oh, they're like suggesting that he's bringing his own personal biases into how he's understanding their story. Alice, his ex-wife.
And Alice read a brasserie talking past each other, and she tells you she's pregnant. You say, yeah. Let's talk about it later tonight.
It was the yeah that pissed her off most. Yeah?
Yeah.
Suppose I'm afraid my joylessness will take away his happiness, and maybe I don't want his feelings to depend on mine anymore. Maybe I want to be joyfully joyless. A forever switch of wild opposites at play.
Wow. I wonder if her joylessness, I know for a fact that of course it's impacted by what she saw, what she experienced in Romania, but like I wonder like what else it is, you know? Because it is actually fascinating how in general, right? Like they showed last episode how like most vampires eventually reach this point of, I guess, hopelessness where they're like, there's no point to living anymore, and they just, you know, end themselves. But there is something about Louis where he's really able to find joy in life, or not even just joy, but like find like meaning and purpose in life, I guess both as a human but also as a vampire. But it is interesting going backwards a bit. It just feels like that's something that other vampires, at least that we've seen so far, like they just don't have that quality to them. So it's just interesting to see that juxtaposition between him and Claudia mentioning that, you know, asking Louis that question of like, who are you outside of me, outside of Lestat? And this kind of goes back, I think I made a statement like this in some episode, and I basically had this statement about like what happened to Louis. Like it felt like he lost a part of himself, and I just was like, when is he gonna get this back? And I honestly feel, I guess thinking about it, right, even when Louis was a human, a lot of what he was doing was in service of supporting his family. So he spoke about the pressure of that. And so he was, you know, running the brothels and like all these things in order to maintain a life of comfort for his family. And then, right, he turned, essentially had to kiss his family goodbye, and then Lestat became his life and the purpose of his life. Lestat plus the Azalea, right? Like he had that dream that he was able to finally able to achieve. And then he lost the Azalea and then was like, what am I doing here? And that's, you know, when he made that comment that he and Lestat would never work. And then that's when he brought in Claudia. And like essentially Claudia like revived his sense of purpose and all of that. And of course, you know, that's why when she left, he basically became truly a shell of himself and was completely disconnected from everything. I guess my thing is, I don't know if we've actually seen a Louis that was not motivated by or gained a sense of purpose from someone else, whether it was his family, whether it was Lestat, whether it was Claudia. And it is really fascinating that that's something that Claudia has picked up on and seemingly Louis himself hasn't. And so I wonder if her, like, you know, starting that line of questioning is going to have him self-reflecting a bit. And of course, I'm sure his present form has more of a conception of himself, hopefully, unless he jumped right from Claudia to Armand and is like back in that same cycle. But yeah, that's just something I just thought of. Okay. Woman sewing. Next kill or friend or what? Oh, blackouts. Don't tell me she's gonna kill that woman.
Mademoiselle, méfiez-vous d'elle.
Oh, okay. So she's a fucking Nazi. So does that mean she's gonna die?
Faites attention, c'est une robe en soie.
Parfait pour une femme, n'est-ce pas?
Please, don't pretend to be something you're not, yeah? Believe me, womanhood will happen soon enough.
Oh, I see.
Never thought about choosing to pretend. Life hasn't been kind enough to allow me that. The dress for my body.
Real Rashid, just in time for the big meet cute.
Oh, is this? I knew it. Okay.
The Paris albums, 1946 to 1949.
Oh, I'm seeing his Daniel's handshake in the background. So, you know, things are still progressing. I mean, of course, you know, with his Parkinson's, but I just don't think we've seen it other than like the first episode and then when Louis like triggered it when he got upset.
So?
Photos are the record of time passing. Outward evidence.
They do not lie, but neither do they tell you a thorough
Yeah.
story.
Agreed.
Who are the young men? Vampires?
Those were our young friends.
Oh, goodness.
Humans. Guys.
Louis.
Some are very old now, most are dead. And some we simply drained for sport. Well, generally me. Louis has his ways.
It is also one thing, like, I feel like I have to keep reminding myself, like, you know, like the way they, like, so flippantly, oh, well, you know, we drained for sport. These people are murdering people. Innocent people. Like, I feel like sometimes I have to, like, remind myself of that fact.
From his walk, he was an American.
What exactly is an American walk?
There was no way to describe it other than optimistic.
Park, I'd heard about.
Louis looks so cute.
Someone steady on his feet, but
Oh.
With a history of chasing the wrong kind of love.
I'll describe it myself, thank you.
History of chasing the wrong kind of love. Listen, I don't actually disagree with that.
But with a history of chasing the wrong kind of love.
Well, we're better to explore who you are to find the right kind of love than in a
Public
public
park.
I had lost patience, and I could hold back the coven only so long.
So they were watching them this entire time.
Confront the elder and make him aware of the ways rogue vampires were dealt with in Paris.
Uh-oh.
He looked like a boy masquerading as a gentleman. But I sensed his ancient power.
Oh, he did. Interesting.
His attempt to blend in as some layman, thinking he could fade into the landscape, it was absurd. I mean, he was alarmingly handsome.
The way they talk about each other so fondly, though. It is a little cute. It's a little cute.
I thought he was going to kill me.
Can you read his mind?
So, what were the first words of the ancient vampire to the future love of his life?
I will. Please.
No.
Okay, I'm already back to like, get you corny motherfuckers better tell this story and tell it quickly.
He said, I will not harm you.
And I never have.
I'm still suspicious.
Come. And bring the petite beauty with you.
Oh, did he have a French accent at that time?
You are most welcome.
I mean, this is literally everything Claudia's wanted. I'm sure Claudia will be ecstatic. Because I wonder if she's like given up on this at this point. I think the fact that it's called Theater of Vampires is crazy.
Found some. Well, they found me, found us.
Oh,
The Americans were finally coming to Big Apple.
oh, cute outfit. Oh, they have people like dress up like they're vampires.
The house was only half full.
They were all the same to us. cattle for our nightly Sabbath.
Oh, wait. Cattle for our nightly Sabbath. I'm also like, what is this show? like I actually want to know what the show was.
This is Projections, Music.
Well, everyone has the makeup.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the displacement of reason.
Okay, I'm gonna see if I can figure out who's actually a vampire here. I think he might be.
What you're about to see.
The rope slip. He's really
I was just about to say that. I was like, you can't actually see the tension in the rope.
Present to you the highest form of art in the lowest of ways. Alongside your misery, while you cry and scream for more. Everything you're about to see is real.
Uh-oh.
You are all complicit, repugnant, and appalling!
Interesting. I assume not everyone, right, is a vampire.
The actors performed in front of a cinema screen, interacting with animations and bits of film in near perfect synchronization. The effect was wondrous.
So is he like the director?
The plays were
Armand?
weird and always ended in death or some kind of cruel, barely motivated violence. Yeah, absolutely loved it.
Of course she did.
But what was truly confusing that first night were the efforts to make
it
it all
actual
appear as
blood?
farce.
Sarah.
Oh, okay.
It was all a seduction to lure the cattle into a willing belief of disbelief.
Uh-huh.
What mattered was the lust.
Oh, interesting. So it's like they actually kill someone here? Honestly, this is kind of impressive. Like, technically. Oh. Wow, this is really fucked up.
I was taken from my hotel room last night.
Wow, this is sick.
People are vampires. This is real.
This is very dark. Is he gonna eat her like in front of the whole audience? Oh no.
Suppose we were to let you go. Someone would have to take your place.
Is she gonna have to choose someone from the audience or something?
How about him? I want you to remember this. They'll give you up in a wink.
So that was very intense. And honestly, very sick. Like, to create this entire... But that's the thing, right? It's funny because, you know, I've mentioned this in the past about how, you know, Lestat, for example, just had this penchant for, like, the theatrics. Clearly, he's not alone. I don't know if there's just something innate within vampires in which they're like, I can't just kill someone. I have to like make more of a production of it, and like that adds to the appeal. I mean, I guess if you have to do something every single day for the rest of your life, I guess you'll invent ways to make it fun, to make it more exciting, to make it more interesting. But as a fellow human, I think that's like such a tragic end to have, where you are facing a theater full of people and you're begging for them to believe you, believe that you're in danger, believe that they're in danger, and to potentially step in to save you in some way, and essentially you instead being met with like laughs and applause, you know?
In a wink.
But it's interesting, it's like, is he trying to make this point that humans are just as willing to kill others if, you know, if they're able to save themselves. Perhaps, right? I guess maybe that's the message they're trying to share. That humans are not as innocent creatures as, you know, as perhaps some may think.
It's time, Annika.
Oh no. Oh gosh. And just seeing like the fact that Louis seems to be the only one, or at least the only vampire, disturbed by this, and Claudia's just eating it up. I mean, it really goes to just the difference between him and essentially every other vampire. Also, this is such a side note, this woman looks like Chapel Roan.
Annika Ruman of Antwerp. Death awaits everyone, everywhere. Why not here?
Did he do that? Like he kind of, oh, he's like controlling her.
We are conscious death, Annika.
Conscious death.
Make you a bride.
What? Oh, God. Okay, I'm glad me and Louis have the same face.
Do you know what it means to be loved by death?
Oh, title.
No pain.
Oh my God. This is so disturbing. They're probably gonna go up and do their bows. Oh my God. These people are fucking sick. Okay, I'm glad the other people are just like disgusted and horrified. I would have left already. Ugh. Louis. He like can't even begin to hide his disgust. That's so funny. Terrible. I guess they all are vampires.
Charlemagne, but we only became a theatre company after Danton was guillotined.
So why did his accent change?
5 months of nights. 5 insolent months of nights.
Only
Waiting for you to humble us with your appearance.
Oh. How is he supposed to know that they were there?
Was it worth the wait?
What if they like jump to them right now?
The Americans are here!
Oh my God, Claudia's like probably so happy. Oh.
Louis and Claudia, the Théâtre des Vampires. Aigle, front of house, Romaine, stage management.
Oh, I'm not gonna remember these names.
And Quang Femme, projections, scenery, swing actor, father and son.
Father and son vampires. Wait, are we talking about real father and son? Or we're talking about father and son the way that Louis was at some point Claudia's dad, you know?
Son looks
Older than the father, yes. Quang and Santiago.
You were amazing.
I was, wasn't I? Love the dress.
Oh, thank you.
Do American vampiresses all wear pastels?
Oh, come on.
And are all American vampires
So
as
handsome.
living as you?
That is one thing that has been consistent in the show thus far. I think, I mean, and I definitely agree, but that Louis is considered an exceptionally handsome man. Like, we saw that in the last episode where I think her name was it Amelia, I think? Said something along the lines of like when they first walked in and everyone was just staring at them. And she was like, oh, they're not used to seeing like handsome men or something like that. Or men as handsome as you. So, you know, Louis got that motion. Louis can pull left and right.
Who's your maker?
Who?
my maker.
Oh.
Eglay here does star charts for us all.
Shut up.
phase of the moon, name of the...
Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. Vampire astrology? That's so funny. Oh my god.
Do you both have the same maker?
Oh god, this is gonna be awkward. I wonder who their makers are.
We did.
His name was Bruce.
Oh.
Is he Scottish?
He said he was from Copenhagen. We met him on the road just outside of
Chicago.
Wait, can't they read their minds though? Am I tripping? Can't they tell if they're lying?
We don't talk about him much. He threw himself into a fire in front of us. I got a question. Who's that handsome man on the wall up there?
With us in spirit, always. Our co-founder and the finest actor.
Shut up. It better not be who I think it is.
Lestat de Leon Gall.
Oh my god. The thing is, I knew there was going to be a thread. I knew there was going to be a connection point. I knew they would somehow find, you know, some connection from like Lestat to Paris. I didn't think it would be this.
With us in spirit.
Oh my
always.
god.
Our co-founder.
Co-founder.
To walk our stage. Lestat de Leon Gall.
I mean, the finest actor. I believe that. That's crazy. Oh my god. A co-founder? So what? Why did he leave? Why did he leave? I need to know why he left. Something must... I need to know. I need to know. So that means Armand?
Did not see that one coming.
Yeah, me too. Me too, Daniel. Here's my question though. Okay, so that means Lestat and Armand knew each other. Interesting. That's the thing that's crazy. In all the years that they were together, I don't think Lestat ever mentioned that he encountered other vampires, right? I don't know if he ever explicitly said that he hadn't. No, he definitely didn't, because he made comments to where he was like, oh, you would not, you know, survive around the European vampires. So clearly, I guess they would have assumed he have encountered some, but like he never talked about him being part of a coven or anything like that. Wow.
Flag, huh?
The biggest.
You must understand.
Understand what?
Crossings of immortal paths is expected, but...
I looked up at the paint.
Oh my god.
That husband was Roberto. He had eloped with his enemy's widow.
I genuinely think Daniel must be my favorite character. I think Daniel might be my favorite character. The music.
Teresa's dead husband was Roberto.
Eloped
with his enemy's
widow.
Starts painting on the wall.
Yeah, that is a bit crazy. That's a bit absurd.
And that means you knew Lestat before he did.
Right.
Yes, Armand knew Lestat. He was briefly with Lestat.
Oh.
Both fucked Lestat.
100+ years apart.
You shared a boyfriend. This is great.
Wait. That's actually kind of crazy. I didn't even think about that part. Do they compare notes? Sorry, let me stop.
Santiago too, and Celeste and Estelle. Even had an aerobic evening with Tuan and Quang Pham in the...
That's crazy.
Now, Voyager.
Did you?
It's repertory theatre, Mr. Malloy. It's how one endures.
The like crazy sexual, incestual like essence that exists for theater people. I'm glad to see that has persisted throughout time and throughout, I don't know, species. I don't know what you would even call vampires, but the fact that like whether you're a human or a vampire, if you're a theater person, you're horny and you're all fucking each other. That's hilarious.
I'm done thinking. Bring me the tequila and some popcorn. Let's flip to channel 300 something. It's a Univision now.
So I guess now what? Like, just like based on Daniel's comments, I'm like, so does that mean that he is like casting doubt on the conveniences of the story, or he's just like, oh wow, it's just so absurd, or is he like saying that like it's a bit too unbelievable? Okay, I'm not exactly sure, but either way, the way he said that, it was the widow.
It's gonna be fine.
Fine? They got a fucking shrine to him. What if they find out we killed him?
Oh, that's fair.
Well, I thought it the second I saw his face in the frame, but there they were, inviting us back.
To kill us.
Yeah.
Invaded their thoughts, and not one thought anything other than I want to lick these two.
Ooh.
Because I want to go back, Louis.
Are you crazy?
What about the play? When they all pounced on that woman, drained her right in front of their dumb faces? Tell me you did not feel pride.
I did not feel pride.
Yes, you did. Those Frenchies love being vampires, and they shamed us because we never felt that way, and we fucking should. What else is there to be scared of? Other than your own lust?
Ooh.
You felt my lust?
Armand? Oh, yeah. Felt his too.
Ooh.
Now I know what two blood-fat cocks slapping hands feel like.
I mean, but okay. Come on, Louis. We saw the way y'all were looking at each other. Like, we get it. Come on. Louis really thinks he's slick, and he really isn't.
Don't ruin this for me, Louis. I need this.
The coven had lifted Claudia's spirits.
I mean, that makes sense.
Information of his death.
I'm sorry. Louis is like, I have to confirm his death. Well, there was one way you could have confirmed his death. Long time ago. I don't want to retread the past. But things would have been different if you would have tossed that man into the furnace. But, you know, it's fine. Whatever. We move on. We move past it.
I'm not here for money. I'm here to know if you've heard from him.
We have not heard from Monsieur de Liancourt since February 1914.
Oh.
I know who you are, Monsieur.
Oh!
And I know what you meant to our cherished client.
Oh. Oh.
Between us, it is confirmation enough for me to pass this box to you.
What's in the box? I'm scared to know what it is, though. I feel like it's not. I don't know. I don't know. I knew it would be a letter. God, I'm scared. This will be hard. This would be hard to read his words. Oh. Oh, is he going to read it to him? Dream stat.
In the event that you are reading this, something dreadful has occurred. The fact that we both now exist in two different worlds. Do not waste your life seeking revenge on the person or persons who did this. And give them the satisfaction of the hunt. You let treachery eat away at them from within.
Oh my God. Oh, this is rough. Oh, this is rough. Just because the way he's dictating this, it's as if it's some external party and it's like, he's the one. But also, this shows that Lestat actually had some sort of fear that perhaps someone would have killed him. Like someone was coming after him. So maybe, so there's something more to that, I think. And probably the reason why he left Paris in the first place.
Go carry on with your living.
Oh,
know only this, mon cher.
This is rough.
You are the only being I trust.
Oh no! The guilt! Oh, this is intense.
All my love belongs to you. A veil will now forever separate our union. But it is a thin veil. And I'm always on the other side.
Oh, wow. Damn.
Lestat, Lestat, Lestat. Love of my life, or is it more rebound of my life with you?
Oh my God. Daniel. Truly a savage, savage man that I love and appreciate. That is a really, I mean, like, again, we all know the sort of inside joke now that we have about me and Lestat. But I mean, that is, I mean, the guilt alone, I'm sure will like tear Louis up inside for God knows how long. Just the way that Lestat presumes that there's no possible way, like, you know, him saying that like, you're the person I trust more than anything, more than anyone. And I'm like,
Haunting memory Louis just shared with you. What a comfort, your ability to continue pulling humor from his pain.
Alice is in her third trimester. She steps in gum on the corner of Rue Palatine and serves.
oh, come on. I mean, again, like I understand his sensitivities and why he would feel frustrated by Daniel making light of his situation and his story and his emotional state, but to then be like, okay, well, your girl or your ex-wife is da 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 da, you know, it's like, it's a bit like, I don't know, like, there's something I've thought about And it's so interesting watching Louis, watching Lestat, watching even Armand. Just the ways in which some of these people, some of these vampires, I'm like, y'all are still so immature. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's like an emotional immaturity that like a lot of these people carry. And I'm like, I don't know if it's just that, I don't know, you're no longer human and you no longer have to really answer to anyone, then you kind of stagnate emotionally. I don't know. But like, there's just something, I don't know, emotionally immature about this.
Wearing that short purple dress you favor.
I like the way she walked in it. She was confident.
To hold her hand in Paris. I wonder why that is. You worked so hard to...
Oh, God.
And what did she say when you finally asked
her
to marry you?
In middle school, you stole your dad's Playboy magazines, sold them at recess.
Danny?
Ooh, wait a minute. Okay, so that clip, I assume, was from when they first met. But what was Armand doing there? Like what was he trying to... There's some triggering happening here. Some of this, I think, is connected. I just don't know exactly how, but it's all connected.
Say, when you finally asked her to marry you.
Louis, perhaps we should...
She said no.
Huh? Or we could simply return to the interview. If you're willing to ask your questions and then listen.
Yes.
Oh, God, that really got to him. Huh. Okay, so then I guess I misunderstood. It's so interesting that that's something that's really affecting to him. Why is that, I wonder? Was Alice the one that he mentioned in season 1 where he mentioned, like, she had a one eyebrow that was, like, a different color or something? And she, like, filled it in or colored it in to match, and he was saying he liked it when she left it alone? Because I do remember there was a certain softness when he was like telling that story compared to how we often see him. So maybe this is just someone who like, there's just something in him that's like very sensitive to like Alice. I might need to go back to prior episodes to remember what he's mentioned about her. But clearly that's his sticking point. Oh, whoa. This is the most emotional we've seen him.
What happened next?
Oh, gosh.
Had attended a month of performances, and the Coven felt she had proven herself.
Look at them in all their little mopeds, motor cars.
We played Follow the Lead.
This is kind of fun, though. This does seem fun.
Creature with multiple heads, rounding roundabouts with ravenous intent.
Okay, so he's like the head person for sure.
Every night on stage, it's merely a taste, an amuse-bouche.
How do they find the people that they kill?
Travel as a pack, you take on a collective hunger. The longer the ride, the more intense the craving.
Interesting. Yeah, I guess they're experiencing this truly for the first time, being like in a large group like this. Dude, this is honestly the life they should have been living from jump. Instead of being trapped in the house with fucking Lestat and being sleeping in holes in fucking Romania, like this is the life they should have been living. I feel bad for their victims though. Like, where are they gonna find them?
My American friend, be one with us.
Where are you taking us?
As far as our petrol will take us.
Whoa. That's a massive, massive home.
Men clutch ration cards. They've made quite a killing manipulating the black markets.
Give us a layout, would you know?
Oh, Jesus.
Enjoy yourselves.
Oh, Claudia, let me see.
For the play. I'm gonna...
Oh.
You're not gonna win.
I am now where I most want to be.
God. Just the blood splatter is crazy.
You carry yourself well.
Yes.
Oh, Jesus.
I find myself thinking, what is in there?
Been thinking the same about you. Been thinking about you often.
Oh, Louis the game.
Tricky.
What's that?
Us.
Is it?
Coven life can get labyrinthian depths of... It can be tricky. There's something you're, Claudia, particularly skilled at blocking her thoughts. You must work harder on that.
Yikes. Oh my God.
Help you hone that skill? Because I do believe I felt some trepidation when the name Lestat was uttered.
Yikes.
Who?
My dear American friend.
Yeah, you're not good at this.
I don't know the particulars of your acquaintance with him. You can tell me when you're ready. But a few of the Coven can be volatile and quite unforgiving when lied to.
Yikes.
Shut your mind if you hear his name again.
As you suggest, Maître.
Oh, is he referring to him as that? Okay.
Maître is a Coven endearment. Armand for you.
Armand.
Pip's a savage.
Oh, that's how they get the people.
Different here, I love it. I never want to hunt alone again. I never want to leave.
Yeah, this is not the place for him. Oh, Jesus. All right. So that was episode 2 of season 2 of Interview with the Vampire. Oh, man. I just feel like so much has changed in the lives of Louis and Claudia just in the course of this episode. It's like, where to begin? So, you know, I mentioned earlier the setting is like post World War II Paris. And so we see a lot of the like vestiges and just the impacts of the war in just like the day to day. In the beginning, we saw just the fact that a lot of people didn't have money. There were different blackouts. There were restrictions on food. And then, you know, in the theater, we saw different servicemen. And even when Armand was describing the clientele of their theater, they shifted to English because there were still so many soldiers, just people from the UK that stayed in Paris after the war. And so that's ultimately, you know, the setting that we're in here. Yeah, I think a big theme of this particular episode is still just the ways in which Louis is still, he just really is an outlier in the vampire world, in the ways in which he still clings to his humanity, his empathy for people. Like there was the, you know, just the way that he like was kept wincing throughout the theatrical performance when, you know, first he was just like not even into it even before they got to the killing. But then when they got to the killing, he was just like not having an enjoyable time and really struggling to watch it and enjoy it as an audience member. But then, you know, the fact, you know, him picking up this hobby of photography, him just being, you know, again, like struggling with taking part in the group hunts as well. I just, that's still a sticking point, and that's still something that is a challenge for him. You know, before it was Lestat who was the one who was like on the opposite side of him. And then, of course, Claudia. But now it's like an entire coven of vampires. And he really seems to be the only one who still is like retaining that part of his humanity. And so that seemed to be like a really huge theme in this particular episode. I also just like, it's just so funny to me. Just the dynamic now in the interview with Armand present. Again, like me and Daniel were always on the same page. But I was just like, this just, the vibes are really different. It's like a little too like cutesy couple. Like I was like, get to the point. Like I don't got time for this. But no, that's of course because of my obvious personal biases against Armand for the present moment. We need to spend a bit more time with him, but it was fascinating seeing essentially their meet cute, just the way they first encountered each other and the way that they've been like keeping an eye on and just thinking about each other since they first met. I think truly it's interesting to see essentially like how just the start and the beginning of their relationship before it blossomed into like what we see today. I mean, they're calling each other the loves of their lives, right? So clearly that's a really big, so clearly like so much is transpired between then and now. And so, but it is interesting to see exactly where Armand was and what his position was when they first met. So he was the head, I guess, of this particular coven and also the head of this theater group. And yeah, I mean, in so many ways, I do feel like these vampires, I guess similar to what Claudia said, are really sort of living their lives to the fullest and are not, I guess they don't carry any shame about being a vampire, which I know she didn't necessarily direct it at Louis, but I think is part of the ways in which they are just so dissimilar. Is, you know, Claudia does have this pride, like she mentioned that in this episode, that like having the sense of pride watching the play, versus Louis really still, I think, just carries a lot of shame around being a vampire and what that means for him. And he's like resistant to it in so many ways. And so, yeah, but this coven is like very much in that Claudia camp where they have their little show, they have their, you know, their hunts and all these things, and clearly are having a really great time with each other. I guess part of that was the big reveal that Lestat was part of this particular coven, or at the very least part of this theater group, and he was actually a co-founder. I don't know if he co-founded it with Armand or with perhaps someone else, but the fact that like they, you know, have his photo up on the wall, it's like, okay, clearly he had a really significant impact on this particular group of vampires. And so again, it begs the question, what happened that made him leave?
And I started thinking to myself, man, what did he do to make them niggas that mad?
But of course, I think we'll uncover some of that mystery throughout the rest of the season. I guess maybe the other thing that I think I'm maybe having a little bit of trouble with, and so hopefully some of you guys can help fill this in the comments. No spoilers, please, but just to further clarify maybe what I was missing in this, but everything with Daniel and Alice, like, of course I can understand that Armand and Louis were using that as a point of like, I don't know, kind of getting back at him in a way for some of his commentary, and recognize that that's like a really sore spot for him, and so they were really poking and prodding at it in, you know, to get back at him in a way. And so, but I think I don't think I fully understood the dynamics at play between himself and Alice. So if someone can help me understand that, or I might go back and try to rewatch some old videos to see if there's anything I potentially missed. But I think, like I said, she may have been the one he told that story about in like episode 2 or 3, or maybe it was episode 1. Because I remember like that episode ends with them, and it was like when Louis was like eating that dessert that Daniel had mentioned in his book. And it's like he told that story and then it just got quiet, and I think it like faded out. So I'll go back and check. But either way, I need to you know, to think a bit more or try to remember a bit more about that particular aspect of Daniel's life, because I had never seen Daniel get so emotional as he did in that scene. So very, very fascinating. Definitely want to understand more. I think the only other like mystery around Daniel that I'm also fascinated by is there was like a flash of Rashid not Rashid. See, I'm still stuck on the Rashid. Armand, I believe in that like initial interview that they had, he was saying something about like, oh, you used to sell your father's Playboys or blah, 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 blah. Wait a minute. I think I just connected the dots. I think. Okay. Hopefully I don't sound dumb saying this. So I'll just say like my interpretation of the scene, but it seems like it was a flash of Daniel remembering a moment where Armand is able, or, you know, made the statement about something about Daniel when he was a child, right? And so my thing is the recent stuff, the stuff about Alice, right? That in my mind was like, I think what I initially thought was like, oh, similar to all of the other things that Louis has mentioned, it's probably something that Daniel had written about in his book or spoken about in the past that he knew about. But in that flashback, Armand is talking about something from Daniel's childhood before Daniel is essentially like a big shot reporter, right? So he doesn't have a book that he's published about his life. There's no information about him, I guess, publicly available. but Armand is able to describe something about Daniel's past. So I feel like there is something with Armand and memory and time. And I don't know if it's just that he's able to call, like, and able to access people's memories. That's the theory I have right now, that I think he has an ability to somehow access people's memories. And like, I don't know, I wonder if that is then impacting Louis' memories and some of the like concerns he has about certain lapses in his memory. Maybe, I don't know. I could be completely off the mark, but like, because in my mind I was like, okay, wait, what was kind of shocking about that moment? And I think it's because he's similar, like in that moment where they're describing Alice and the whole situation with Alice, it's like that at least there's some kind of reason, like I can reason for how they're able to describe that, but there's no reason outside of Armand being able to access people's memories for him to know the details of Daniel's childhood. So I feel like maybe that was like the little snippet of like a little reveal of that information. I think. Who's to say? Hopefully no one says in the comments. Don't confirm. Please do not confirm nor deny. I will, I'm sure, figure it out at some point the rest of the season. But that's my current hypothesis, current theory that we're working with. And so we'll see how that pans out the rest of the season. But again, honestly, this is a great episode. Has completely expanded the world of vampires already, truly in just one singular episode. And yeah, I feel like there's definitely going to be some drama with the coven. I know Armand said that there is definitely some complications there. And I'm very eager to see it, because there are definitely some characters in that coven for sure. So yeah, very excited to jump into the next episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. And, you know, if you want to continue on the interview with the vampire journey with me, feel free to subscribe. And with that, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.